We're on video.
And we're talking Fantastic Four, The First Steps. I'm Norman Davis.
And I'm Max Nathan.
You already know the drill. Let's sneak in.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
So, Norman, since the start of this podcast, it's been apparently clear that the Fantastic Four are your guys, of course.
They are my guys. Yeah, I loved these guys when I was a kid. Back when these movies came out back in the day, I used to watch these on repeat. As I've grown older, I've gotten more into comics. And other than probably like Spider-Man and maybe Moon Knight, these are definitely the characters that I've read the most in my life. Just fallen in love with these guys over the past few years. It's the announcement of this movie that really got me into reading them and just learning more about them. I haven't read everything, I'm not there yet. I'm getting there. But yeah, I've read a lot of
You're going to read everything.
I'm going to read everything.
Admirable.
But yeah,
this
I've
is
read
the
a
kind
lot
of
of
research you can expect from the Sneaking Into the Movies podcast right here.
Yeah, all for this one movie. I read every comic Craven was in before Craven came out.
Yeah. Of course.
Lying.
All the Morbius runs. Yeah.
All the Morbius,
right?
yeah. Yeah, I read every Madam Web run. All none of them.
Yeah.
There might be one. I might. Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, I just love these guys. I've gone through so much of their history. The Silver Age stuff from the '60s and on, with like Kirby and Stan Lee were doing back then.
Yep.
A lot of the cool '90s stuff. The amazing 2000s Jonathan Hickman run. Some of the best sci-fi ever. And yeah, they were in a really, really, really bad movie about 10 years ago. I don't know if you remember, Max, called Fantastic.
That was 10 years ago. Oh, my gosh.
10 years ago, I think in August, yeah.
Yeah, so we get a new Fantastic Four movie just about every decade at this point. We had the 2005 Tim Story Fantastic Four, followed by Fantastic Four, The Rise of the Silver Surfer. Then we get 2015 Fantastic. That's Miles Teller, that's Michael B. Jordan, that's Kate Mara, and Jamie Bell.
That is also one of the worst movies ever. Not even as a Fantastic Four guy, genuinely that movie sucks so hard.
We can agree on that. My brother insists that he's never seen that movie, despite the fact that he very much has, because he came with me to see that. He legitimately has amnesia from Fantastic. So
yeah, it's beyond atrocious. I don't know what they were thinking, but that's
Yeah.
all led us here to Fantastic Four: The First Steps. When Disney bought Fox, I feel like for people like us, one of the big things was we're getting X-Men, we're getting Fantastic Four. This movie was announced, I think, in 2019 or 2020.
This was announced in 2018, I believe, actually.
2018.
Because
right.
I remember being on a flight overseas when the Comic-Con announcement was going on, where they announced Fantastic Four, Blade, I believe Eternals was part of that, and some other stuff. And I remember being like, wow, Blade! That was my takeaway from that announcement. And
Still waiting on Blade.
Still waiting on Blade. Although, Kevin Feige says, supposedly, still in the works. So, get your hopes up for Blade, buddy. There we go.
Now that we're on video, I can show you my little things.
He's not in
Blade.
focus. Oh, no.
No.
Oh,
Anyways,
oh
that's
no. Oh, God. Oh, God. Technical difficulty. Oh, shit.
Big technical.
We got to cut that out. I'm not
Blade's
cutting that out.
got too much aura for the camera.
Truly.
But yeah, all that. John Watts was directing this at one point. 1,000,001 casting rumors. Some crazy, crazy casts that were going to be. That's all led us to this.
Yes.
Fantastic Four: The First Steps. Coming out at a rough time for Marvel. We like Thunderbolts here. Sneaking into the movie. Seems like everyone.
Yes, we do.
The few people who did go see it really enjoyed it. So yeah, they're getting some goodwill back, but Marvel's in the shitter. We don't gotta pretend they're not.
Yep.
So yeah, this movie has a lot riding on it, I think. 'Cause, these guys are gonna be around for a while. They're the first family. You can tell Feige's really, really wanted these guys for a long, long time. If you ask me, they're the most important Marvel characters other than maybe Spider-Man. So yeah, with that all being said, I'll start with you, Max. What did you think of Fantastic Four?
You cannot start with me on this episode. What did you think of Fantastic Four, bro?
You know, I thought about it for a couple days now. Thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit. Honestly, the more I've thought about it, the more I've liked it. These usually, like, when I don't think about them is when I like them.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think they nailed a lot of what I was hoping for, a lot of what the other movies have lacked. Some pretty glaring issues. You know, it's funny this came out so close to Superman, and just like I feel like I have some of the same issues that I did with Superman. That might just be a comic book thing.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think they nailed a lot of it. The cast, I think they all killed it. Even the ones I was worried about, I'm a lot more open on. The vibe, but yeah, there's some issues. You know, this isn't a perfect movie. I don't think this is the best Marvel movie. I can fully confidently say this is the best Fantastic Four movie we have ever gotten. I would say like zero question almost. But yeah, no, I had a good time with this. I was very excited for this, as y'all know, before we saw anything, and the more and more trailers we got, I was just like, man, this is a Marvel movie. Like, I was getting less and less excited, but I really like what they did. I pat on the back to Matt Shakman for getting it done.
Okay, so the characterizations of these Fantastic Four is a little bit different from what we're used to in these mainstream movies. Specifically Johnny Storm, I thought. What did you think of the Fantastic Four themselves?
I really liked them. I thought they were the strongest part of the movie. These are like instantly like my favorite Marvel movie characters. I feel like are going forward. I mean, who other than Florence Pugh's Black Widow are like fleshed out Marvel characters you want to see again?
Yeah,
it's an issue they've had, so I think it's good that they have some. I guess they're not really A-listers anymore, but recognizable characters in the forefront, other than Spider-Man, who they don't really own. But no, I thought they did a good job with everyone. Reed was probably the character I was most worried about, acting wise and just getting it right in the movie wise. And I thought they did a really, really good job with him.
Okay.
Sue from the start, Vanessa Kirby she was selling me, and I thought she did a fantastic job in this movie. No pun intended there. Johnny right there. He was pretty good. I actually really liked him. I was worried. You know, they announced Joseph Quinn. Just like, at that point, I'd only seen Stranger Things, so it's not totally fair. Like, I'd only seen Stranger Things. I still haven't seen A Quiet Place, but I saw him in Gladiator.
Oh my god, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I saw him in Gladiator, and I really liked him. And I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe he's got some juice.
Yeah.
And I thought the thing was great. Didn't have much to do, but they were kind of hitting all the thing strides for whenever he was on screen, and the little he got to do, I was liking it.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
That was a little bit of my issue. So I didn't really feel like the Thing obviously gets the least to do in this movie. And I think that's a bit of a shame, because I think in my limited exposure to the Fantastic Four, the Thing's the coolest guy. He's the orange rock guy. I mean, he's like an iconic Marvel mascot. You know, you can debate whether you think, like, you probably think, you know, Reed Richards is a more interesting character with more interesting stories. But the Thing is cool, right?
No, the Thing's awesome. I love the Thing, bro.
It's clobbering time, you know?
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed with what they did with the Thing, where they obviously have this Natasha Lyonne story that they totally cut out of the movie, but kind of left it in, but there's nothing really going on there. And it's sort of similar to what they do in the Tim Story, Fantastic Four, where he kind of, like, you know, falls in love with Kerry Washington, and that happens. You could see that they were going that way, but they kind of just, you know, only had their toe in the pool there, which felt weird. And the movie felt a little bit chopped up, in my opinion.
That is also my big old issue I had with this movie.
Yeah.
should have been longer. Yeah, like I don't like. I feel like a lot of these movies, like there's too much crap in them. But this one, I was like, yeah, no, that was like ridiculous. That was 3 scenes of like nothing burgerness.
Yes, I totally agree with you that there's like we probably needed more here because I felt like we would get to something interesting and at every turn they would just yada 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 whatever was interesting. And it's like, bro, that's the whole movie you just skipped over. Like, for example, I think of, the entire intro really I just thought was boring. I was bored the entire time. It was really stylish, like with the broadcast news and that kind of thing, and they show a bunch of cool Fantastic Four villains like Mole Man and the Red Ghost, and Mr. Fantastic punches an orangutan.
Not show Red Ghost. Boo.
Yeah,
free John Malkovich, bro.
Yeah, man, that would have been sick. But so with this intro, you kind of just get like the highlights, and they give you a little bit of the origin story, and they don't really do anything. The movie doesn't really have anything to do with the origin story or any of these other villains except for Mole Man. Maybe the Mole Man stuff is necessary. I don't know. I feel like you could have just brought him in that scene where he gets brought in anyway. But
yeah, that's fair.
It just felt
you
like
gotta assume that people going to see this know nothing about anything, which is why I feel like they have to like. You can't just have Mole Man pop up. Honestly, you could like Superman.
He's just
I'm
a guy.
Contradicting myself right now, but like Superman, they do that too, where it's like Mr. Terrific, who like even I don't know a ton about. I read some books with him, but he's just there and like he's the MVP of that movie for a ton of people.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I agree. Like it definitely felt pretty chopped up. I just think they were so worried about making something everyone would like, which obviously is the bottom line on all of these movies. But
yeah.
Especially with this one, I feel like there was so much pressure just because, like, these are going to be the guys going forward, and we've never had a good one before, and every Marvel movie sucks now.
I fundamentally disagree with that. And I also don't think that this is the best Fantastic Four movie by far. I don't even think it's the best Fantastic Four movie.
See, now you're talking crazy. I think, like, this is easily the best one.
Okay, so here's where I get into my general consensus of the movie. We're going to talk a little bit more about those individual elements because I feel like there's a lot to talk about here. But just general feelings of the movie out of the way. I didn't like this. Just straight up, didn't really like it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I was disappointed by that because I was expecting something really fresh and original here. But just based on what they were doing with the costume design and the whole entire look of the movie, it felt different. It felt fresh. And the fact that it's set in another universe, they're not hindered by MCU baggage. But somehow they managed to, find that MCU baggage anyway. So that didn't even really matter. We'll get into that later. But, yeah, I just really felt that we were going to get something fresh and different. And I can't even... overstate how bland and boring I thought this was. Like it was just nothing. It was like what is this movie about, Norman? Like what's going on here? Like what are you taking from the Fantastic Four? Like when you leave that theater and you're like, man, that was pretty good. Like what are you holding on to there?
The Fantastic Four stopping Galactus?
Fair. Galactus did look pretty cool. I'll give you that.
But just like, I really think they nailed all of the characters. And I don't know, this movie felt like very, very comic booky to me. Like, honestly, more than Superman probably did, which is crazy to say about an MCU movie. I don't think the MCU is like better really understood characters. And I know for me, like, look at my background here. Like, I do a lot of the work in my head that these movies kind of skip over because they're like, oh, you know who they are. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely biased-ish. But, yeah, no, I never really found myself bored, I want to say. I know this has been divisive-ish. It seems like a lot of people aren't really rocking.
I don't think it's been divisive. I feel like I've talked to about this movie with a bunch of people to this point. I'm literally the only one that doesn't like this movie so far
Yeah.
that I've encountered in my small circles. But and
That's
it's got
fair.
like a 3.9 on Letterboxd or something. Like it's got like a high Letterboxd rating. High critic, high audience scores, good cinema score. I believe like in the A minus or A or something like that.
Funny enough, like exactly the same as Superman, and this movie had pretty much the exact same opening as Superman. Yeah, superhero movies are done in Asia, which is a conversation for another day. But yeah, I don't know. I really liked it. I had a good time with it. I don't know. I feel like I took more from this movie than I thought I would, and I've been thinking about certain things characters say and just the way things were.
What
more.
things? What things? Give me some examples. Like what's some stuff you really really liked?
I really liked pretty much everything with Reed. I thought Pedro kind of killed it. This is low-key like this is one of his best roles, I think, like for sure. I know that's crazy to say. He had that really good line of Franklin when he's talking about like, I hope something's not wrong with you. Like there's something wrong with me. There's always been.
Mhm.
That's Reed Richards to me, whatever he's implying there.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I just think they had such like a strong dynamic as a team. Like I loved the second act with the black hole scene with Sue giving birth. I love them all like working together to make that happen. Like Reed stretching, showing his love. I don't know. I just thought it was really cool. Like I liked with Galactus.
Yeah.
I liked what he was doing with Franklin. Like I know pretty much everyone was already saying this. But I mean, I like that they introduced Franklin. Franklin's a really cool character. He is like the most powerful Marvel character, probably. Like he could solo most people. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think I was just happy to get one of these. Doesn't suck. And you know why? You know why it doesn't suck? Because they didn't have Doctor Doom in it. Which if Doctor Doom was in this, it probably sucked. Because Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom is gonna suck.
Yeah. We'll get into that more later because I definitely want to talk about that post-credit scene, but I want to talk about the movie a little bit more too. So for me watching that movie, like I really, really want to like this movie, and I feel like I will see it again. Maybe I'll, see it again and I'll be like, actually I was a little bit too mean. But I can't help but want more from these movies. We literally just got Superman and Thunderbolts. And forget Superman. Throw out Superman. The last movie, Thunderbolts, the last Marvel movie, I feel like did something with just, that it wasn't like the deepest exploration of depression and mental health in the world, but they tried something. And I enjoyed that. And on top of that, just a little bit background, a little bit of background here. Sorry, I was just gonna give you a little bit of background. So I wrote this Superman review a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking about how the MCU movies have basically decoupled humanity from the very idea of saving the day, because so many of these movies are about punching a guy really hard from another dimension or whatever, and they're not about superheroes saving people, which is what I think almost all superhero movies should be about, with some exceptions, obviously. Like, you don't have to do that. It's not some characters you may not be saving as many people. That's fine. So we just saw Superman. He's saving squirrels. He's trying to save kaijus. He's saving everybody. And it was so refreshing. And I was like, yes, this is what superheroes are to me. I really love that he is saving real people. And so going back to Thunderbolts, those characters are not great characters, but they grow to be heroes because they're saving people in the middle of the street when there's this, Sentry guy coming and he's, zapping people and sending them to the Shadow Realm or whatever is going on there. The Void. I should call it by name. It's the Void. But yeah, they were saving people in that movie, and the whole, main crux of the movie was Yelena Florence Pugh's character the Thunderbolts saving the Sentry from himself. And I thought that was a really cool thing, a really cool way to use those heroes, or characters. They're a little bit bad sometimes. That's the Thunderbolts. But I was just so bored going back to this MCU, you know, we're the Fantastic Four and we're superheroes and yeah, we're going to punch Galactus and like everybody's going to go underground for the final battle and, you know, I don't know. I just wanted more from this. Also, there's just so many interesting parts of this movie that I think they could have made really great, but they just don't because they skip right over it or they just, you know, like I said, yada, 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 certain things. For example, the Silver Surfer's backstory and that character is really, really interesting. Maybe the most interesting part of the whole Galactus Fantastic Four, you know, story is Silver Surfer, their role in it, and, you know, their backstory. So when they give you the little, like, you know, basically like the Cliff Notes version of the backstory, I'm like, sure, this is fine.
Kind of all you need, though. Like, I don't.
Yes, but like, I just didn't. None of it felt earned. Like her, you know, the Silver Surfer sort of like knocking Johnny out of the way, and like their whole relationship felt very like MCU humor. Like we're gonna do a funny thing, but there's not really much here to me.
Disagree, but continue.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get anything out of this movie. I don't know. I really wanted to like it. And I just felt like they skipped over everything that was interesting. I didn't think that the character dynamics were like that, you know, fun. Like it wasn't like the you know, dynamic that I'm like, you know, think about the you know, greatest Marvel teams. You think of the Guardians of the Galaxy, you think of the Avengers, you think of the Thunderbolts. They have such a great rapport with each other, and I just didn't feel like these four really, you know, came together for me. I don't know. It just didn't work.
That's gonna be my biggest disagreement with you yet. I think like that's what really held this movie together for me. How good they were and how good they were with each other. Everyone felt like so smart and competent, and just playing their roles right. That was the biggest thing for me. Like that was in. I get it. Like that's make or break for this movie, and it didn't work for you, so that's break. It worked for me.
Yeah.
That's the make. I thought their dynamic was like incredible. Like they really did feel like a family to me, and people who really know each other. Like rather than like the Avengers, where like Thor and Iron Man had what like 3 conversations across 4+ movies. Like
yeah,
I don't know.
But they had funny interactions.
I guess I don't know. Yeah, that's fair.
I was more talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, well that's just like,
and the Thunderbolts, but they only got one movie. The Guardians of the Galaxy got 3 movies where they were just MVPs. So, you know, that's what fair. I would say about that. But yeah, I'm trying to think. It's just
this dynamic's working. I'll say I could already put this dynamic over the Thunderbolts. Probably not the Guardians, but we'll get more Fantastic Four, I feel like, and then they'll be definitive first fam.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'll tell you one thing I really liked about this movie real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
You might agree with me here. I think we might find some common ground. This was another thing with Superman. I think I really liked about Superman that I really liked about this, but it's more concerned from Marvel, I guess. Like how earnest and serious they are about everything. Mm-hmm. Like big comic booky stuff. Like Marvel was the one who kind of got us into this place where it's like, oh, what the heck? Like this guy's a robot and he can freaking lift up a city. But no, when they were, I guess, spoilers. Did we say spoilers?
Yeah, spoilers. Go for it.
Okay, spoilers. Yeah. When they were like talking about moving the planet just from like over here to over here, I just kept waiting for some stupid ass MCU jokes or like, well, it was just like they were playing it totally straight, and like that's some shit they do in the like, oh shit, Galactus is coming. Let's just move the planet. And I just really appreciated that about kind of the whole movie, and they weren't having to make jokes about, you know, their costumes or whatever, nothing like that. Because these Marvel movies like they don't like to take themselves seriously. It just comes off as like you're embarrassed and ashamed of like what you're adapting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you feel. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but I think I really appreciated that part. Or like they got to a Galactus and they're like, "Oh, they weren't like this guy has big old horns or whatever."
Yeah,
Something
no,
stupid like that.
I I agree with that. I enjoyed that part of the movie, although I think that is like bare minimum at this point. Like that's, you know,
I guess.
I did enjoy that though. I did enjoy like the idea of like, hey, let's teleport the world and that kind of thing. Like that was cool. My problem with it is like they don't really follow through with that idea because they go another way where like the Silver Surfer comes and destroys all those hubs that were going to teleport the Earth, and Galactus comes down and does his thing anyway, and you get a very traditional like Galactus comes and they have to stop Galactus, and it's like something I've seen a million times before. I feel like maybe not with Galactus and the Fantastic Four specifically, definitely not these characters, but you know, I just didn't really feel like that final fight was very good. Like I wasn't interested in like, you know, like what was happening with, you know, like Galactus eating the planet or whatever, and you know, Franklin, and I was like, that baby's gonna be fine. And I don't know. I also just thought like, you know, like I said, like the costume design and production design I thought was fantastic. The cinematography isn't really good enough to take advantage of it, in my opinion. Like a lot of this movie looks real MCU-y, like especially in that third act. The third act is really when it comes to like a point where I'm like,
There is some
this is kinda
dog shit
ugly.
CGI in this movie.
yes,
Like reminded me of like I already told you this, but like Black Widow's third act bad. Like a lot of this stuff with Johnny, I was like, yo, like this looked better in Deadpool last year. Like what are we
Yeah.
doing here?
Yeah.
But I just come to expect that with all these movies now, which sucks and isn't really an excuse, but like that's just how it is. Like Superman had the same issue. I don't think it was as bad in Superman, but I did have this kind of issue in Superman.
there's some, the Proton River wasn't great in Superman, but
But I will say, the whole chase around the black hole is like the nicest looking thing I think in a Marvel movie.
yo,
like, it's
no,
kind of just
okay. I hate everything that happens in that scene except for the part where they have the score blasting. Superman's about to go into the black hole. Metamorpho comes and grabs Superman, and there's a slow-mo shot where they're in front of the black hole. And I think that part is just beautiful. And Krypto's flying by, and then it culminates in Superman using his breath to propel them backwards. He grabs Krypto. They live, and the movie goes on.
lead.
Yes, I didn't like the Proton River, but the black hole, thumbs up for you.
Oh, I was
video
talking about the
podcast
black hole in
listeners.
Fantastic Four.
Oh, bro, where was the black hole in Fantastic? Or is that what
When
they
Sue
sent
was giving
Galactus
birth.
through?
No. When Sue was giving birth, and they were trying to get the
Oh.
Silver Surfer off. That was the best looking thing I think in anything Marvel, like literally ever.
Okay, so I agree with you, and I think that one part. So I was really bored by the beginning of the movie, but when they get on the spaceship and they go to Galactus, that's when I'm locked. I'm leaning in. I'm leaning in my chair. Everything with Galactus at the beginning was really, really sick, I thought. And yeah, and then it kind of, lost all momentum as soon as we left there for me. But I wanted more. I just wanted
That's
more.
fair.
I wanted more. I didn't really feel like I got to spend the, proper amount of time with each of these characters. I don't really feel like I got to know them well beyond my, what I'm bringing to the movie. Like, I know how generally a lot of these characters are supposed to act. And they're the Fantastic Four, no doubt about it. But I just wanted a little more. Like, I think there's just way more. And I get it. Like, the Fantastic Four have been in the mud. Like, there's not really a
Yeah.
good feature film. Although like I said, I do enjoy the Tim Story movies. I think those movies are kind of underrated. I don't think they're that bad.
I think they suck, but I do enjoy them.
I like
especially
the first
as like
one.
an adaptation of Fantastic Four. It's like they're so bad. They're so bad.
What did we think of that post-credits scene?
It's bleak, man. You know. So I actually saw this post-credit scene before the movie came out.
Yeah.
I guess all it spoiled was the fact that they didn't leave their Earth, which I know it was the leading theory, I would say, was that the Fantastic Four were going to lose and come to 616 or whatever, which would have sucked. I would have hated that. That would have been like, people wanted that. So why would they lose to like their arch nemesis in the first, not arch nemesis, their second arch nemesis in the first movie? That's because people, I don't know. Like, people are also complaining like Galactus wasn't like set up in 5 movies. It's Galactus, bro. Like, you saw this movie, like, it's a Tuesday for the Fantastic Four. They don't call Iron Man when they need help. What is Captain America to do against Galactus? Galactus, you went
Throw
with
the
this
shield. Throw the shield at him and shit.
guy. You went with
Punch
this
him.
guy.
That's true.
And problem solving stuff, which is another thing I really liked about this movie. They're problem solving. But back to the post credit scene. I did see it. So yeah, I knew it was coming. But yeah, we have our first official real look at Robert Downey Jr. as Dr.
Hell
Doom.
nah.
And yeah, I don't know. I mean, everyone was curious, what's this post-credit scene going to be? Is it going to be the opposite of Thunderbolts, where we saw their ship getting there? You know, we didn't know who was in that ship, and now there's even more theories about it or whatever. But yeah, I kind of hated it. I mean, the post-credit scene at least. It's been no secret here on Sneaking the Movies that we think it is like absolute dog shit, throwing shit at the wall casting with Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. Other than the fact that the character is being whitewashed for like the 8th time in movies, they're casting Iron Man as Doctor Doom that it's like so Reddit and desperate. But yeah, so we got our first real look at him. You know, Sue's just chilling with Franklin, reading him a little book. She leaves, and we turn around, and Franklin's going like this. Dr. Doom's got his mask in his hand, which is strike one for me.
I was going to say.
The first time we see this guy, he already has his mask off, which, for those of you who don't know at home, his mask is usually like burnt onto him. Like, it's literally a part of him. It's not like he goes home and takes it off to go to bed. Like, he sleeps in that shit. He's such an egotistical fucking freak that he gets one scar on his face. There's always 2 versions. There's like the totally mutilated Victor Von Doom, or like just the one scar. I'm more of a one scar guy because I love this idea that he gets one scar on his face, a little flick from his fisto essentially, and he's like, I'm hideous, I'm disgusting, I'm mutilated, and he burns this armor to his skin to permanently be there forever.
We've all been there.
We've all been there, yeah. You know, everyone, it's a little midlife, whatever thing. We've all been in our 20s, right? But yeah, so like literally the first time we see him, he's already got that mask off. Which you don't cast Robert Downey Jr. for $800 billion and have him wear a mask for entire movies.
Correct. Also, that mask, they got that shit at Target 20 minutes before they shot the scene.
Yeah, I'm curious because I mean, I rewatched it a couple times on my phone, and honestly, the robe looks kind of primo. Like, it looks like a MCU, like, you know, like they put real money. Yeah, the mask looks.
I didn't think so. I thought that looked like a tarp that they found at Target, and I thought that the mask looked like piece of plastic Doctor Doom mask.
I mean, it has
You
been
would find at
confirmed that
Target.
that was Robert Downey Jr.
Are you for real? He's under the cloak?
That's what Matt Shackman said. That's him. I mean, they filmed that on the set of Doomsday. That was not on the set of Fantastic Four. That shit was probably filmed like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
The same as Thunderbolts. That post-credit scene, which was a lot cooler than this one, was also filmed on the set of Doomsday. That's just how they do things. I mean, they've done that before, you know. But yeah, like that's I guess that's what he's gonna look like. That's I don't know.
I just don't understand, Norman. I don't understand it. And I say this knowing, you know, having experienced what the audience did when that scene was on in my theater, which was fucking lose it. Okay?
Lose it, dude.
Like,
I haven't. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was fucking pandemonium in there when that happened. And I'm like, guys, like, it's a tarp. Like, he's in a cloak. Like, they don't even show the guy. And it's like, we used to clap for guys, man. Now we clap for the backs of guys.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, come
Dr.
on.
Doom
like,
back shots.
for real. I mean, that's this post-credit this post-credit scene is Dr. Doom back shots. Dr. Back shots. But, yeah, no. Dr. Backshots is crazy.
Max, you want to know something kind of crazy?
Yeah.
We don't have another live-action superhero movie until Supergirl next year in July.
Maybe this is the way it was always meant to be, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, we're not seeing these characters or the Thunderbolts till at earliest December of next year.
Let me ask you a little question that really doesn't matter, but just, you know, for the sake of asking you the question. What comes out first, Clayface or Avengers Doomsday?
Probably
Clayface is supposed to come out next September as of now.
I see that happening. It seems like a pretty cheap movie to make, and there's not really anyone famous in it. They're not a very high-profile director, I should say. That was mean. So Clayface, yeah. The question is, what comes first?
Batman or Avengers?
Oh my God. I was going to say Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is scheduled to come out in less than a year and still hasn't started shooting.
Yeah.
Spider-Man or Doomsday? Or
I think
Clayface?
that Spider-Man movie holds its date because I really can't picture a whole calendar year without Marvel movies.
When was the last time we got that? COVID.
2008?
Yeah, but before that, it was like 2008, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Because in COVID, we still got, like, we had the Endgame came out in, like, April 2019, and then we had WandaVision in, like, January of 21. I guess that was a calendar year, but there was some pretty, there was important stuff going on, as Superman says.
Yeah.
So, you know. I just think, like, why aren't we showing him in that post-credit scene? Like, why isn't Downey turning to the camera and going, it's time for Doom, or whatever the fuck? Because then I could actually go, like, okay, I've seen him, I know what he looks like, I can think about that and go, like, oh, that looks interesting, this looks interesting, what kind of voice is he doing? Give me a taste. This is nothing. This is nothing. I don't know how anybody got excited for this, beyond the fact that everybody was already excited for it going in, which is what's clearly happening here. But, like, why are we getting that, Norman? Like, what's going on here?
Give me, like, the Age of Ultron post-credit scene. Or it's just Thanos walking up and being like, I'll do it myself. Like, that's all you got to do. He doesn't have to be meeting Thor or nothing. Like, is this going to hold people over for a year and a half? Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, this is it? Like, I was expecting something more than this. And I'm not saying, like, and that was because I didn't really like the movie. I was like, oh, maybe, like, the Doomsday tease will be cool. And, like, it's not. It's just not. It's nothing, basically. Like I remember coming out of Thunderbolts and, like, when the movie ends, I was on a high. I was like, yes, Thunderbolts. I love it. And then you get to the post-credit scene. and you're watching a scene from Avengers Doomsday play out where the Thunderbolts are receiving a little notice that the Fantastic Four are coming in. And I walked out of that theater. My dad was like, "What did you think?" I was like, "That was the coolest fucking shit I've ever seen." I was on a high, all right?
Yeah, that was a great great post-credit stinger.
That was probably the last time I've been excited about these movies since WandaVision, Loki. These are shows. So does this even count? I'm lying. I was pretty fucking excited for the Kang shit.
Yeah.
I was there on day one for Quantumania.
Weren't we all? On everybody's soul. Every single person I know was there day one, quantuming it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think, like, are people gonna like hold on to this for a year and a half? Like, at least with those Marvel, like, the worst you have to wait is like a year.
Mhm.
Like, you got like a year between like Age of Ultron and like Civil War. You know what I mean? And then like within 2 years, you had Infinity War straight into Endgame.
By the
This
way,
is like-
I think that was a little bit of a mistake too, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, obviously, everyone always likes to bring up they should have made an Avengers movie between now and Doctor Doom. Like, no shit, they're probably thinking that too. Like, yeah, they should have been
They might. There might be, like we get to Doomsday.
throw the
and-
B-roll in.
Yeah,
The whole
yeah,
movie.
yeah. No, they're like, oh, actually, we forgot to tell you. There's an Avengers movie between Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars called Avengers, whatever Spider-Man was doing during Avengers Doomsday, where he was conspicuously absent.
We still got like the 3D model for like Rama Tut or something. We're just gonna have him versus one Kang.
Yes, bring it. Bring the Kang cut.
I've told you about my Punisher Marvel movie idea to hold us over till Doomsday.
Yes.
Slap 30 minutes on that Punisher special and just put it in theaters. That'll make more money than Thunderbolts and probably this, honestly. Curious how well this movie's gonna do financially. Not to kind of
I
hit it
am
too
too.
hard. I
It
don't know
did
if,
well
like,
opening weekend.
it really front loaded like Thursday and Friday, like even more than Superman, which I think is interesting. Like I don't know. I've been asking people who have seen both now, and I was gonna ask you, but I know you preferred Superman, right?
To this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't even have to ask. I did too. 'Cause I'm gassing this movie up, and like these are my favorite characters, but I enjoyed Superman more. I'd go see Superman again before I went and saw this again. So I don't know, like this movie's like I don't know. Like, these movies are just barely gonna break even, which like is that gonna be enough for the studios and for Disney and whatever? Like Fantastic Four, obviously, like it's not really like it's a damaged brand, I guess, but it's not like people saw this and they're like, oh, I'm not gonna go see it because the one 10 years ago sucks. Like people don't know a lot, but I think people understand that those were different people. Like, or most people just don't remember. No one saw that movie. So fun fact: this movie that we just saw this weekend has already made more than the 2015's entire theatrical run.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Most people, yeah, you're right. Most people aren't even aware of that movie. I mentioned that movie to my mom the other day, and she was like, well, I mentioned it, I referred to it as, well, I was okay, so the context of the conversation was I was comparing Joseph Quinn's Johnny Storm to Michael B. Jordan's Johnny Storm. And she was like, Michael B. Jordan was the Human Torch? And I was like, yes. And Miles Teller was Reed Richards. And she was like, what? Like, what? I don't remember this at all. Like, I think that's how most people think about that 2015, or they don't at all. So, it's
The biggest
Kinda how it goes.
splash that movie made was Johnny being black, and most of it was pretty negative. And the grand cultural, obviously, with like us comic book nerds, like we like to laugh about that movie. There's been a huge resurgence of say that again,
Yes, yeah,
that
yeah,
classic
yeah.
line.
Yep.
I feel is like in every other reel I see that's not even about this comic book nonsense. But yeah, like I think superhero movies just like it's not looking good for them really, especially worldwide. Like they're doing fine in America. Superman and Fantastic Four did pretty well here. I don't think people care anymore, and like I guess we'll see next year if they miss them. But what do we have next year? We have Supergirl, we have Clayface, we probably have Spider-Man, we probably have Avengers.
Yes. So I think what's going to be really interesting is what do Supergirl and Clayface numbers look like? Because Superman is a movie that people are going to see and is making decent money. It's about to cross 500 million is where Superman is at. On a budget of 225 and marketing probably, in the ballpark of 150, we can imagine.
Variety's stated 125 for marketing.
Okay, so
But that could be fudging the numbers.
Either way, Superman profited and will continue to profit. So
I think Superman 2, like, DC is a damaged fucking brand. Like so far, people really don't understand that. This is like the first DC movie to cross $500 million that didn't have Batman in it since like Aquaman, I think.
yeah.
Like, people don't really understand or like think about it because they weren't like us seeing every DC movie coming out. But like, look at the last 10 years of the movies they made and how much money they made. Like, the fact that people are showing out at all for Superman, it's kind of impressive. But yeah, like, it's just they've lost the goodwill of people. Like, with all these bad movies over the past, like, it was like bad DC movies for a while, and then it just became bad Marvel movies. So now it's like they're making pretty good ones with like Thunderbolts and this and Superman stuff, and no one cares. And like, I don't blame no one for caring.
I think it's cyclical though, and people didn't care because those movies sucked largely, like out and out. Like, I can sit here and say like I had a good time with Black Adam and Blue Beetle. I totally get why those movies are not on anybody's, cultural radar. Like, that's fine. Yeah, but I think that, if you build up the momentum, people will come back. And I think that Superman is getting people back. People are talking about it. I've heard people talking about it that don't usually talk about superhero movies. It's penetrating that zeitgeist. Superman is. And
Yeah, I'm curious to see if this will.
I think Superman helps it, if anything, because most people view these things as the same thing, and they're out at the same time, and they're both superhero movies, and people, will mention them in the same breath.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be really curious to see what Supergirl ends up doing, because another thing that we don't talk about with Supergirl enough, and I don't hear anybody talking about with Supergirl enough, is that movie is going to star Jason Momoa, and Jason Momoa is fucking money, right? Star of the Minecraft movie. I don't believe that crossed $1 billion, but it got close.
I don't think. Yeah, I guess I saw Lilo and Stitch was the first movie.
Yeah. We've got Aquaman grossed over $1 billion. And these movies are built off of Jason Momoa's star power, as Supergirl will be. He's playing
Aquaman
Lobo.
2 made over $400 million worldwide.
That's
That
kind of
movie
crazy.
That movie made like Thunderbolts money. Like, I don't. You remember this? I don't know. I doubt our listeners do. That movie didn't have a red carpet. That movie just like came out.
Yeah,
Like,
they did a
were
little.
so-
They did a little like weird small event that they put
Yeah.
on YouTube with like Soups and a couple of other influencer people.
But that movie, like, they did not give a fuck. Like, they pretended with the Flash, and then they were kind of trying with Blue Beetle, and then the strikes happened or whatever. But like Aquaman, they just let that thing flop into theaters. Pun entirely intended.
And despite their best efforts, for a $450 million, outcome for that movie is honestly a testament to Jason Momoa's star power.
I think
People
that did-
still went to go. $450 million is, in most cases, a hit movie. So
Minus the Batman, I'm pretty sure that was the highest grossing DC movie since like the first Aquaman.
yeah,
Which is, yeah, and like Lobo, he's not a popular character, but like with the comic book people, he is. Like, it's a big deal that he's finally going to be in a movie.
I don't know. He may not be a popular character, but he's also like really cool looking, and he's going to be played by Jason Momoa. And I feel like it's like potentially like a Punisher situation where like people will just co-opt the image of the Punisher and not really know what the fuck the Punisher is about. and just
Yeah,
be like, yeah, Lobo looks cool. I'm all in on Lobo now. Like I could see that happening.
it's like, yeah, it reminds me of like Spawn, or like if someone was like, I'm a Spawn fan, and you're like, no, you're not. He just looks cool. That's how I feel about Lobo too. Like no one's like riding hard for Lobo or nothing. He's cool. I read some books with him in them, but
He's cool in the Superman the animated series, which you talked about last week, or whenever we talked about Superman. But yeah, it's a good Lobo episode.
I am like over the moon excited for Supergirl. By the way, I don't know about you. I know you weren't as big on Superman as I was, but I'm like very excited for that movie for some reason. I've been for a while.
I'm all in on the DC stuff. I'm fully in. Like I think that whatever they're doing is gonna work, and I'm really excited. I'm more excited for Clayface probably just because of the potential there with the writer and director they got and the concept of a low budget horror movie with a superhero villain. Never been done before. Although no, that's been done.
Are you being for real?
Well,
There's this movie about this guy named Joker. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
that's not a horror movie though.
Oh, I didn't hear you say horror movie. I thought you said low budget with a villain. I'm like, buddy, we're the Craven guys. Come on now.
No. Yeah, we're there's been lots of movies about villains lately between the Sony stuff, the Joker stuff, and then like. But this Clayface movie is essentially what they were pitching the Venom movies as before they came out, and then we saw the Venom movies, and then we were like, "This is fucking stupid," but we like it because.
But Venom's a popular character.
Yeah.
Clayface, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on the movie's good. Like horror just sells now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm curious to see how that one does and how good it is. I still think it's a weird making that movie right now, like without Batman and like Wonder Woman, but yeah, I'm also way more excited for the DC stuff than the Marvel stuff right now. This was like the one Marvel movie I was excited for.
Mm-hmm.
Like the past couple of years, like even Thunderbolts, which I liked, I was not looking forward to that movie. And I kind of had the same thing as everyone, where more and more we saw, we're like, is this gonna be good? And then it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care for like Doomsday is like kind of like Joker 2.
Mm-hmm.
Where like everything about that movie just sounded nuts. You know what I mean? Like they're like, it's gonna be a musical, it's gonna be $200 million. Like I gotta see this.
Yeah.
I feel with Doomsday. Like I just read like
Yeah.
I'm curious, but like Spider-Man 4, I couldn't care less about. That's gonna suck.
Yeah, I agree. I'm done with and that was part of the reason why I didn't really like this movie is because I'm just very done with the standard MCU movie, and I felt like that was what this was. I'm just done with that.
I disagree though. I feel like this one was really trying to do some stuff, and it was working for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
But teach their own, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I wouldn't feel this way if I wasn't so deeply in love with these characters and this side of Marvel.
That is true. Like, you know, like Superman is my guy, and coming out of that movie the first time, I was like, that was a bit of a mess. And then, like, I saw it again and again and again. I've seen it 5 times now. And
Damn.
yeah. And I'm like, I just loved it. I think that they got it right. They're just flat out, like, I think that they got Superman right. And that is enough for me. Do I think it all works? No. But it's good. It's fun. I have a good time.
That's exactly how I feel about Fantastic Four. Like they
Yeah.
they nailed those characters for the first time ever on the big screen. And nailed the vibe for me. Like I said, there's some bad CGI, but I did love the Earth they were on. It sucks that they're gonna have to go live in Greyslop, MCU world.
Mm-hmm.
Like they killed it with Galactus and Silver Surfer. Some issues, yes. It was like it wasn't stuffed enough. It's like the opposite of Superman, where it was like, yeah, like everything with like Natasha Lyonne, his character. What happened there?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see these guys again. It sucks that it's going to be in Doomsday. I hope they let Max Shackman do all of these.
Do you really?
I thought he directed this incredibly well. I thought this movie was very well directed for a Marvel movie. Like, other than, like I said, some bad CGI, which honestly, it's hard for me to ever put that on the director with any of these Marvel movies. It's just like how they run these productions. Like, they don't get a say, and they can't be like, this needs more time in the oven, because Kevin Feige will shoot them on sight.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I thought Shackman really. This is like the most I feel like any of these Marvel movies have ever like got the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wouldn't say they're my favorite in the MCU, like the Guardians, but like those are so radically different from what came before, at least comics wise.
Mm-hmm.
That like it really does feel like this was like a fan of Fantastic Four who read so many comics and stuff and really got the heart of these characters and their dynamic and like their problem solving. Like, they're not really like your like Avengers, where they just like, obviously they come up with plans and stuff, but like they just go shoot people and throw shields at them. Like Fantastic Four, they're using this guy a lot. Like, when you're fighting Galactus, you can't just punch him.
Yeah. I got a nitpick. When Galactus is stretching Reed out, and it's like, oh no, he's gonna stretch Reed out too far. It's like, come on, bro. He was barely stretching him. Reed's not that stretchy in this movie.
He can't ever get that stretchy though.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It like he can stretch far, but like the farther he goes, it like is like, and they do this in the movie, but it like hurts him, like, to stretch, like the farther he goes. I'd say like Galactus is pretty close to probably just ripping him in half, or like making him feel like that dude had to be hurting on every single inch of his body when Galactus was doing that. Because yeah, the more he stretched out, that's what Kirby came up with.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, little fun fact for you. It's because that movie's made for the real fans, Max.
It's true. Yeah.
I'm not like you.
I'm not in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You should read some Fantastic Four though, and then go see this movie 4 more times, like you know Superman. Maybe you'll
Yeah.
Because you know what you'll get 4 more times?
What?
That Avatar trailer.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
pre-credit scene.
Let's talk about that a little bit. So you get that before Fantastic Four. This is obviously another Disney production. It's coming 3 years after the last movie, Avatar: The Way of Water. The Avatar: The Way of Water came out, what was that, 13 years? 13 years after the first movie. Quicker turnaround on this one. Thank God, honestly. You know, wasn't really wanting to wait another 10 years for Avatar. Norman, what'd you think of this?
This is the first time I've gotten emotional over a trailer since the first trailer for the Batman, the leaked DC Phantom trailer. I watched in the bathroom at work and cried.
Bro, see, that I don't understand, because you'd be amazed at the trailers I've shed tears at. It happens
Damn.
way more often than you'd think. Like,
Yeah, no, I haven't really. I don't know if I teared up, but I was feeling the fuck out of this trailer, man. More than any like movie except for probably like 28 years, maybe I feel it all this year. I was just like, oh my god, we are so back. Like, every single image that was getting put on my screen, every single word they were saying, bro. Jake talking about not living with hate, Quadric pulling up on the fire Navi and with all his paint and shit. I couldn't believe it, bro. I'm like, is that Spider on my IMAX screen in the year of our Lord 2025? Like, I'm over like the fucking moon excited for that movie. I think it looks phenomenal. I mean, it looks like more Avatar. Perfect.
yeah.
No notes. Give me more Avatar. Big Jim, I owe you my life and more. I will be there. I saw the last one 5 times in IMAX 3D.
Yep.
And I will probably see this one 10 times in IMAX 3D.
I don't remember how many times I saw the last movie, but it was probably a lot of times. Yeah, I think you're correct with the assessment that it just looks like more Avatar. And for that reason, I just kind of came away from it going like, that was cool, and that's going to be good. Like, I know it's going to be good. I know I'm excited. I know how I feel about it already. And they didn't really show me anything to be, like, way more excited than I already was, or way less excited, or, you know, anywhere in between. I was just like, yep, that's Avatar. So,
That's fair.
I am excited. I'm very
That's
excited.
that real blockbuster filmmaking, bro. I think
Exactly.
Avatar 2 is, other than maybe Fury Road, the best blockbuster of the 2000s. Point blank.
Avatar
period.
2? You said? Or Avatar? Yeah.
2. I like 1, but I think 2 is like a step up in pretty much every single way.
I agree. I feel like two feels like the movie that he would have made if he had the tools to in 2009.
Yeah. And I think 3 might just be better. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. This seems like Big James doing his thing. This is going to be like a war movie.
Yeah.
Like, just the whole movie. It's just gonna, oh my God. I'm so excited for this. This was the best part of the movie for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah.
But-
I'm getting emotional at all these trailers though. Let me give you a quick let's play the shock value meter on the trailers that I have been have shed real tears during. All right?
Okay.
Wicked.
Crazy. Like,
Crazy.
we might not be able to do this podcast anymore.
It's that music, bro. I don't even like that. I honestly really make fun of that movie a lot. I don't like that movie at all.
That
But
movie sucks.
when they do Defying Gravity, bro. Come on.
No, the new trailer looks stupid too.
Yeah, it does. I don't there's not really anything in that new trailer that's getting me that excited. I'm talking about the first movie. First movie, when Defying Gravity comes on, I'm like, damn, that was good.
It's good
That
stuff.
movie looks like dog shit, but the song, that song's good.
It's a good song.
If you have a good song, you have a way higher chance of getting me. What else has got me in the past that was fucking ridiculous? Definitely that I remember I flipped fucking shit when that Batman trailer came out, the DC Fandom thing. I don't think maybe because I watch these trailers over and over again, and I feel like the more I watch them, I'm like, oh man, I'm actually gonna get to watch that shit.
I will say I got pretty emotional also now I think about it during the Superman trailers. Anytime those would play at the movie theater, hearing that music and just being like, we're probably getting a good Superman movie for the first time since my parents were born. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, but this Avatar one that was doing it for me. I was like, we are so back. It's gonna be nice winter break. Just gonna be wearing my I love the cold. I do.
I do too.
All my favorite fits are my cold fits.
We live in Texas. All you summer Texas people are fucking nuts.
Dude,
it is
anyone. It's hell just all the time,
Yeah.
bro. I hate going outside now. Like anytime I go anywhere, it sucks, dude. Like,
Bro, it's
you
10
walk into Target from your car and you like feel like you just like ran a mile, dude. It's so hot.
it's fucking 10 million degrees and there's bugs everywhere. And it's like, oh my god. Such
It's also just been like raining out of nowhere all summer. Like today,
Yeah.
it just rained for like 30 minutes, crazy hard. And it was just humid the rest of the day. It's just like hot and steamy.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, no. Like if you tell me you like summer, and you're from Texas, you're a terrorist. Just straight up. Like if you do not prefer winter, bro.
Yeah.
Like going to the movies around Christmas time, bro. Watching Avatar 3 in IMAX and 3D.
And then going next door to see Marty Supreme.
Yeah, I was
after.
about to say. It's gonna be too good.
What's your okay, so what's your favorite Christmas movie watching experience of all time? I'm assuming, do you go to the movies on Christmas?
Yes, I usually do. I
Yeah.
try to at least. Last couple of years, what did I see? I saw A Complete Unknown last year. These aren't my favorites. I'm just kind of going through. I saw Iron Claw the year before.
Yep.
The year before that, I saw
Hey, bro.
Babylon.
Oh.
You know how I'm not gonna talk about it.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know. Probably Star Wars. Probably the Star Wars movies.
Okay, so like What, like seeing Force Awakens?
Yeah,
Whatever.
7 and 8. I mean, I saw this before Christmas. I don't know, like Christmas Day. I think of one, but I just love that time. Like that's one of the blockbuster months that I always like. We get a cool, you get the May blockbuster. It's usually a Marvel thing, but then you get your December one. That'd be like Star Wars. Now it's Avatar, and it's like
Yeah.
next year it's Messiah and Doomsday. Even though no way it's coming out on the same day.
Yeah. Doomsday's gonna move.
But,
Doomsday's gonna come out in 2027.
I don't think they're gonna let that happen. Like I think they'll pull like a Justice League where they just wouldn't delay that movie because they all wanted their bonuses. Like I think Kevin Feige will get fired.
Wow,
before
what
they
a-
don't have a single.
What if we are in for like a Justice League level catastrophe here with like 7,000 Avengers in the movie? Like that'd be
I don't
fucking
know.
crazy.
They're gonna make it happen. I don't know. Something like it's gonna be a dumpster fire, but I know I'm not gonna be like bored. Like I'm not gonna be looking at my screen like I was looking at Joss Whedon's Justice League. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But yeah. Anything else you wanted to say about Fantastic Four, Avatar, anything?
I'm gonna give Fantastic Four another try. I did not like it, but we'll see there. Uncut Gems will forever be the best Christmas movie watching experience.
That's a good one.
And I think that is all. Sorry about the rough quality today. This is our first time on video.
trying
I'm
to
not
figure
even
it out.
at my own house, so that's
I'm
a
in
whole
space
nother
with
wrinkle.
Silver Surfer, dude.
Yeah,
This is crazy.
bro, you're just on theme today. So,
Max,
this
do you want to? Oh, go ahead.
this will get better. This will get better. I promise. Norman and I are working out the kinks. We're trying some stuff.
We're building our studio right as we speak. We just broke ground.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's all
Just keep
coming.
keep sneaking in with us. Like all our Instagram reels and such. And yeah, Norman, what do you have to say?
Do you want to tell them what we'll be talking about next week, or should I?
I don't even remember. So go for it.
This weekend, the first comedy ever made in our lifetime comes out, or at least in like 10 years.
Oh, right.
We will
Yep.
be talking about the new Naked Gun movie starring Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson, directed by Akiva Schaffer of Pop Star Never Stopping fame, at least in my house.
Great movie.
Great movie. So I've been super excited for this. So I'm hoping they get it done. But
Yeah.
anything else, Max?
No.
All right, then we will sneak in with y'all next time. Thank you again. Thank you for your patience as we go from not just audio, but also video now. And we will sneak in with y'all next time. We can do that now.
Yeah.